Hello, how y'all doing out there? This is Easy Work Boxing. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. About to hit you everywhere but under your feet with this one. You see the title of the video, Gary Russell Jr. versus King Tut. This fight is happening tomorrow on Showtime on February the 8th. This is for the WBC title. Alright? What's up, Jamars? What's happening with you? Now, we all know what's been going on with Gary Russell Jr. This is a fighter who has been fighting basically nothing more than mandatories because fighters in his weight class don't want to fight him. So he's deciding that he's going to move up to 135. He's going to skip 130. He was going to go to 130 to fight Tevin Farm, but due to the fact that JoJo Diaz was beaten by, JoJo Diaz Tevin Farm and took Tevin Farmer's title, he gonna go straight up to 135 to try the likes of Devin Haney, Tank, Teofimo Lopez, and whoever else is up at 135 that's willing to fight him. Now we got this newcomer, Mr. King Tut. I can't pronounce his name. I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name, but I'm gonna tell you about him. Now King Tut, you know, first I gotta say both of these fighters fallen Olympians. These are both former Olympians. King Tut is 5'8" with a 66-inch reach. He's an orthodox fighter. The one question I gotta ask is, how did King Tut become a mandatory for the WBC title when he's only fought 11 fights? Now he's 11-0 with 9 KOs. 11-0, 9 KOs. He wasn't a gold medalist, so I don't really understand how he just got in line that fast for the WBC title, which gives me the wonder is this the guy that they are getting out there to quiet, Gary Russell Jr.? Gary Russell Jr. been talking a lot. He been saying he want opponents. This opponents, I think this that opponent that they put in front of him to beat Gary Russell Jr. And even myself, I wondered about this opponent because I looked at the height, I watched the highlights of him. I didn't really know too much about him. And when I watched, I got a little worried. I was like, ooh, like, this dude might be a problem for Gary Russell Jr. This guy got power. They both have the same type of fighting style to me. They both use their offense as their defense. They both put more output than just standing there in front of you. And also this is something that I learned too from boxing. This is something I learned from boxing, from watching too, from Gary Russell Jr. and Terrence Crawford. Being busy and giving the opponent always something to worry about wins fights. Being busy, you palm with a jab or just throwing a jab, always and doing new punches, not being, not throwing the same punches over and over and over again, but giving your opponent something to worry about wins fights. That's something I saw from Gary Russell Jr. and Lomachenko and Gary Russell Jr. and Terrence Crawford. And I saw that Gary Russell Jr. adapted that also very well um, from fighting Lomachenko. That always giving your opponent something to worry about, whether it's a jab in their face or a punch you ain't throwed yet, something. Keeping them worried, keeping them occupied, keeping them not being able to think in the ring. Now, like I said, both fighters, they use their offense as defense. Now, with the height of King Tut will be 4 inches taller than Gary Russell Jr. I think that Gary Russell Jr. plan needs to be body attack. And by the height of King Tut, it'll make King Tut more open to try to hit Gary Russell Jr. to the body. So I mostly think that King Tut will be a head hunter in this fight. I don't see King Tut really trying to go to Gary Russell Jr.'s body because it will set him up to be countered trying to come in the inside and hit Gary Russell Jr. Now, what's up, T-Down? Another question you got to ask about this is Gary Russell Jr. about beating ass or being flashy? Because like I just said, if he out there trying to box and be flashy, I don't think he might end up beating this guy. I think that Gary Russell Jr. needs to be more about going out there and beating ass. And by that I mean he needs to really focus on that body attack early in the rounds. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute I feel he needs to work on that body attack early in the rounds. Rough boxing. I saw that King Tut is not with that doghouse Mayweather type brawling, that street fighting mentality brawling. I feel that Gary Russell could bring that black gym fighting, what goes on in the gym, the doghouse, the Mayweather doghouse inside of the ring with him, that he can frustrate King Tut and that he'll be able to beat him more easily. Not saying that he was just gonna walk through this guy. I'm just saying if he's able to go in there and big boy him in the ring, I think that'll frustrate him even more and beat him. One thing I think Gary Russell Jr. needs in this fight is consistency. It's not easy to beat this guy. This is not an easy fighter to beat at all. This guy, I'm gonna tell you about him in a minute and why he's not that easy. But you have to have consistency to beat King Tut. You must be in shape to beat King Tut. You must be in shape to beat King. He is not easy to beat. Uh, Gary Russell has to use that right hook. He has to use that right hook, even if it's a check right hook while King Tut is coming in. And also the left hooks to the body. I need to see that from Gary Russell Jr. Left hooks to the body. Now let me go to King Tut. Now King Tut is an IBO title holder. We know that the IBO means, really nothing, but King Tut is a IBO title holder. Like I said, he is 11-0 with 9 KOs. Y'all give me 1 second. Yes, I'm back. He is 11-0 with 9 KOs. Now, there's another southpaw that he recently fought. Now, we got to remember that this man has been off 13 months. 13 months, okay? This is how long King Tut been off. He fought Claudio Marrero, a southpaw that gave him trouble. Claudio Marrero, this guy was 24-3. He had experience, good chin. He was winning King Tut was beating him early in the rounds, but later on in the fight, the guy came back and he was doing, he was landing punches. He was doing his job on King Tut. So I think that Gary Russell Jr. will go out there and do a better job than Marrero did. Okay, also there's a fighter called Escadon. Also this, King Tut been dropped before by Escadon. And this is a guy that lost to Gary Russell Jr. that Gary Russell Jr. stopped. That's also, they can't use the triangle fake. Y'all know I don't use that. But just to let you know, it's a guy that that dropped King Tut. Gary Russell Jr. stopped him. And he didn't drop Gary Russell Jr. at all. It was really like a white glove fight, really. But Gary Russell Jr. stopped him. He dropped King Tut. Now, King Tut. Now, this is something I saw from watching him with the volume down, just looking at his fights, just watching him. King Tut only throws punches when he feels his opponent is off balance. That's after or before throwing the punch. When he feels that you are in movement, he may throw punches and throw a combination. But he will never attack an opponent when their feet are planted. Y'all watch that and see that. He will never attack an opponent when their feet are planted. He always try to catch an opponent when their feet is in movement. Now, that's very smart fighting by him. That's something I noticed with him. I ain't never really seen that with a lot of fighters. It's some fighters out there I know doing it from watching him, but he literally sits there and waits till your feet is not in position. That's whether you move from side to side, whether you're going backwards from him while he throwing punches. He literally likes to throw combinations while your feet are not planted. And it's smart boxing. And I see why, he done got as far as he has and why he's stepping up like he is. Gary Russell Jr., like I said, he got to be consistent, man. He got to outwork this boy. He got to outwork. Also, what I already said, this can't handle rough street boxing tactics. Yeah, he's a flashy opponent. He'll stun on you a little bit in the ring. He'll get a little arrogant in the ring as well. But when it comes to that street boxing that, let's really go in boxing, I don't think he can handle that. And I think that's what Gary also needs to bring to the table. But like I said, I was worried when I first saw this guy. I was like, damn, this dude, like, he looked like he may beat Gary Russell Jr. Also, I'm hoping Vada testing was involved, which is always involved with the WBC, but this guy been gone 13 months. And like I always tell people, all athletes juice up. You know, whether black, white, gray, green, you know, they all juice up. And this guy been off 13 months. So I hope that Gary Russell Jr. invited Vada into this situation. You know, I hope he ain't going out there blind and just hoping that he just gonna whoop this boy and he been off 13 months. But might be some ring rust. We gonna see. But I got Gary. I think Gary Russell Jr. gonna stop him. I know that sound crazy. A lot of people like, nah, Gary Russell ain't gonna stop this boy. The boy look good. Don't get me wrong, and he ain't easy to beat. He's not easy to beat. You're gonna see him beat up on a lot of fighters probably after Gary Russell Jr. leave, but he ain't finna beat Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. too fast, too composed, loves to throw that right hook, which is necessary to win this fight. If he got a fake with it, Paul with it, throw the hook, check hook him. He got to throw that right hand. That right hook, Gary need that. I seen him lose to a lesser southpaw than Gary Russell Jr. So I got to ride with Gary Russell Jr. I feel this may be a stoppage in the late rounds, y'all. I got to ride with Gary on this. And, you know, that's what the comment section for. You know, you tell me how you feel. If you feel I'm wrong, you know, that's what it's there for. You know, this is just my opinion. You know, also, I got to give a lot of shout out to Gary Russell Jr. I like Gary Russell Jr. I like the integrity of him. I like the way he speaks, the fact that he doesn't have fear. Also, he's not a quitter. I saw when he fought Lomachenko, you know, Mr. Nomads, he makes a lot of fighters quick. Gary Russell Jr., you know, said that he was hurt. I mean, not hurt, but he was drained in that fight. You know, that's what he says. This is not what I'm saying. He said he was drained in that fight. You know, he was 7 pounds, or he had to rehydrate 7 pounds or something like that, and he lost that fight. You know, but I saw that in that fight, he is not a quitter. He could have easily just gave up like Nicholas Waters or Regan Dow, and I guess other fighters, but he didn't do that. So that showed me that Gary Russell Jr. has a lot of heart, man. So I got Gary Russell Jr. stopping this dude late in the fight. Easy. He looked good. Don't get me wrong. This boy ain't no joke. He ain't no pushover. He ain't no journeyman. You know what I'm saying? He actually is supposed to won the gold medal. But King Tut, they chose over him. They picked another guy. This boy ain't no joke. But he ain't going to have what it take to be Gary Russell Jr. Like I said, he only throws punches when he see you in movement or your feet ain't planted. Yeah, Gary Russell is entertaining as well, and I just like his character. I just like his character. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this video. Let me know about your opinion of this fight. If you feel I'm wrong, if you feel I'm right. You know what I'm saying? If you want to bet your money on your boy, put your house on your boy. Yeah, it's really sad he has to go through this situation. Don't nobody want to step in the ring with this man. He got to move up in weight. You know, once he move up in weight, the sad thing is everybody going to want to fight him then because they're going to think it's a disadvantage for him. Hopefully it won't be a disadvantage for him, and I hope he go out there and really whoop on some heads out there because it's really sad what's going on. I mean, this man talking about he got to go up to 135 just to get an opponent to fight him. You know, even though Shakur Stevenson at 126, you know, Shakur Stevenson ain't even speaking his name. He just got to speak facts. Shakur Stevenson, not saying that Shakur Stevenson is ducking him, he's scared of him or nothing like that, but not even Shakur is talking about going running up on Gary Russell Jr. So, you know, at the end of the day, like he say, this man got to feed his kids. It's all about making money as well. They risking their life. So if he decide to move up, you know, hopefully, well, he ain't got to be hopefully. They going to come at his head because he a name. And they going to look at it, he a disadvantage. He had 135 coming from 126. But I just hope, you know, Gary Russell Jr. come out on top. You know, because this is really sad. This is another situation of a Terrence Crawford situation. You know, don't nobody want to go out there and lose their O or lose, you know, and they have to start back up from the bottom. But they know Gary Russell Jr. gonna give them that. They know Gary Russell Jr. gonna give them that O or that extra one. Like I said, he learned a lot from that Lomachenko fight. He learned that keeping a opponent worried, keeping something in their face, not giving them the ability to think, that'll mess them up. And he learned that. Also, another thing I learned with watching Gary Russell Jr., and I ain't never been a boxer, man, but I seen that people, by me watching with no volume and I'm just watching the boxing, you know, I seen that Gary Russell Jr. when he throws combination, he ducks on there and steps to his left. I mean to his right every time. You know, he's southpaw, so he gonna jump to his right every time. I like to see Gary Russell Jr. immediately like he jumps to his right, jump back over here. You know, be looking for another punch. Because I literally seen his opponent sit there and watch and notice that when he jumps after throwing a combination, he jumps to his right, and they always come behind him with their right hand if they are orthodox fighter. So I like to see Gary Russell jump to that, you know, right side, and then duck back on there and jump back over, so he can catch his opponent coming in with that, you know, straight left. You know, I ain't never boxed, you know what I'm saying, but this is something I have seen by me just watching highlights recently, that they sit up and literally wait for him to jump to his right side and throw something when he could just duck under and counter, you know. But you know, I got a lot of respect for Gary Russell Jr. In fact, I'm thinking about jumping ship and, you know what I'm saying, start riding with Gary Russell Jr. rather than Keith Thurman after that video I had to expose him on with his BS talking about the WBO title and Terrence Crawford. But, you know, I ain't really a bandwagon jumper, but, you know, I done lost a little bit of faith in my boy Keith Thurman, you know, especially with that one. But once again, though, that's what the comment section is for. I thank y'all. This is Easy Work Boxing. Uh, Thank y'all for y'all time. Hit that notification bell if you like to donate. You know where to go on Cash App. PayPal is connected to the channel. I thank y'all. Be safe out here. It's the weekend. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. I'm out.